Reality Check with Charles Ellison right now on WURD Radio and WURDradio.com.
All right, welcome back to Reality Check 96.1 FM 900 AM, WURDradio.com, WURD TV, WURD app. We engage in our weekly citizens exercise. We have a weekly citizen segment. We do that in conjunction with our partners at the Philadelphia Citizen. Occasionally you will catch the Reality Check column, which we're in the process of rebooting. So go to the PhiladelphiaCitizen.org for more information there. And just great content, always great content, insights, some great writers also present at the PhiladelphiaCitizen.org, PhiladelphiaCitizen.org for more information. Featured there recently, or the Citizen of the Week, last week, was Lou Farrell, and he is the manager of Welcome Bread, of an advocacy effort called Welcome Bread, trying to tackle hunger, food insecurity in Philadelphia. That's always been a big problem, even before pandemic. A high number of people food insecure, hungry, going hungry in Philly, and that situation's gotten worse. We're going to get Lou's perspective on that, but check out the recent Citizens of the Week column that was by Elena Musher Einstadt. It's entitled "Welcome Bread: The Volunteer Peanut Butter and Jelly Brigade is helping to feed thousands of people throughout the region during the pandemic." And Lou Farrell of Welcome Bread is joining us today here by phone to talk a little bit more about that effort. Lou, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I've been out on my morning deliveries, bringing sandwiches around, and I just pulled over in a parking lot up in Lansdale, and I'm happy to talk to you.
Okay, great. No, we appreciate that. So before we get into the particulars, the details about Welcome Bread, how that works, what that is, what's your assessment of food insecurity in Philadelphia? How bad has that always been? Because I know you were working on this before pandemic. How bad has it gotten with the pandemic and economic meltdown?
Yeah, my role has changed. In the past, I'm a member of the Welcome Church congregation in Philadelphia. We work with chronically homeless folks, and there's always need for that. But with the pandemic, things have exploded. It's really frightening, and it kind of bothers me that, I've got pretty meager skills on this, but it's come down to me to help solve this thing. It's like, where are the people who are really good at this, the professionals that do this stuff? I'm just some guy. So I've seen that whatever I can get out, there's a place for. That it's growing every time we get, like the Citizen article. I'm sure after this interview, I'm going to get more people contacting me, and we're just going to ramp things up to do our part to meet the need. Yeah, just to meet demand as much as you possibly can. And so talk about that Welcome Bread effort. What inspired that to begin with, and what's the model? What's the overall operation or guts of this particular organization, what it does? Yeah, of course. So Welcome Church has always had a Tuesday afternoon Bible study, communion, fellowship, and we brought some food down for that. And usually 50, 60 people we would share some time with and eat. When the COVID started, we tried to continue that. We tried to hand out bags of stuff to people, but it just got scary. At that time, we didn't know anything about transmission. We were learning about COVID just like everybody else in the world. So we just found that the way we were doing things couldn't work. So we had to vamp, we had to make it up on the fly. And what we came up with was that I would ask people in my area to pack up peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on white bread, put them in a Ziploc bag, and I would deliver them to Project Home out on Fairmount, and they would get them to the people that they knew that were on the street, because we really didn't have a way to contact our folks. Everybody has an Obama phone, and those things go away, and you get new ones. So we didn't really have phone numbers for people.
Yeah.
So I thought that we were going to be successful if we had 100 or so sandwiches a week. Well, first week we did 200. Second week we did 600. Within a month it was well over 1,000. We've done weeks where we're doing 2,500 sandwiches a week. Plus we're doing snack bags, water, fresh fruit, all sorts of stuff. And so the way it works is that groups generally in Montgomery County up here near Lansdale Hatfield, Orland, Jarretttown, over in Fairview Village near Norristown. They make these sandwiches. I take them and kind of repackage them, count them, and then Tuesday and Wednesday are my busy days because Wednesday morning I get up. Tuesday I collect most of them. Wednesday I get up real early and decide who's getting what. I do allocation at that point, and then I have my friend Barry Haight helps me drive them around to different places. So this morning I met Don, our driver or the driver from the Philadelphia Archdiocese Community Food Program. I met him in a parking lot up in Willow Grove, and he's going to take sandwiches to Kensington, Center City, Hunting Park, North Philly. Then I drove down to Norwood, Pennsylvania, and they're going to be distributing them to a place in Frankfurt, another place in 69th Street, through Prospect Park and Chester. So what I do is, I guess I'm like the Enron of peanut butter, because I don't really do anything except distribute things. I move stuff around, and but I count on my distributors to get them in the hands of the right folks.
Got it. So, and you came up with this new plan, the way, this new methodology for distributing this, like it was under 30 minutes. I mean, the way the article in the Philadelphia Citizen explains it. And has that become difficult, however, finding the kind of personnel, finding the kind of volunteers, of people to help you do that? Because, I mean, obviously, people uncertain about, like, how they should navigate the pandemic world and the virus and not get infected. And so, even down to, does that present problems, like even delivering sandwiches to families in need of it? So finding volunteers to make sandwiches hasn't been a problem, because one of the best features about this is that it's safe. People are making them in their kitchen with the people in their bubble, and then they're leaving them in coolers at a church. That's how the collections are done. In fact, it's kind of frustrating for me, because I really don't know everybody involved with this project. I've met everybody because everybody's working in isolation, and that's really how it has to be done right now. So everybody, they're doing. I haven't had a problem. Every time I need more, somebody steps up. So this woman today from Frankfurt called me, and she said she could use 500 sandwiches. I was like, okay, I'll get them. I don't know where they're coming from. And I kind of put out a call, and you know what? I got 500 extra sandwiches. So wow.
It's just happening. It's got this weird energy all by itself. I'm really blessed that this is how it's working.
Yeah. And so it's you're telling, how many people again are like relying on this or are accessing, like what's the total number again, aggregate of folks who are demanding?
In and out, we probably have 70 people working on the production end of it.
Okay.
There's 5 different distributors who are serving 2,400 sandwiches a week. Generally, people, I'm told that everybody gets one to eat and one for their pocket. So, 1,000 or so, more than 1,000 people.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a lot. And so we just expecting more demand on that. Why, real quick, Lou, because I know some folks will probably be asking, why peanut butter and jelly, right? Why is that a central core food item? Because some people might say, well, just peanut butter and jelly?
Yeah, but peanut butter and jelly's got all the good stuff you need. It's a nice start on your day's nutrition.
Got it.
We ask all our people to load up their sandwiches, make them big fat sandwiches, so they run about 400 calories a clip. They're also shelf stable. You don't really, they can go a day without being refrigerated, and nobody's going to get ptomaine or anything like that. So we are lucky, though. Philadelphia COVID Fund, we got a grant from them about a month ago, and we've been able to buy some big commercial refrigerators for my garage. So we're delivering a safe product. But the thing about peanut butter and jelly is that, it's a shelf stable thing, and I love hearing that folks say, "Oh, this brings me back home. This is like when I was a kid, peanut butter and jelly." And I'm told that up in Kensington, there's people who ask the outreach workers, you got any of those Lou sandwiches? So that's I'm okay with that,
Okay. Sounds good. No, that's not that. People need to hear that too, because peanut butter and jelly is one of my favorite kind of comfort foods. Just so I just
the
grew
big
up.
glass of milk, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I grew up on. I mean, so it got so bad to the point where folks in the house were like, okay, well, since you want to eat up all the peanut butter and drink all the whole gallon of milk, so you can start going and buying it yourself. Like you could, find a hustle, and make a few dollars so you can get that peanut butter and also a gallon of milk by yourself. So yeah, with the Wonder Bread, this is back in the day. Obviously, I'm showing my age a little bit, but yeah, it is. You're right. I mean, and I was heavy into sports, so it was a great fuel. It's a great fuel.
Exactly. I was thinking when I used to play high school football, I'd sit down and eat 5 of them in a clip.
Right. Same here. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's definitely good.
I mean, the other good thing about them is, it's kind of a standardized product. It's sandwich in a Ziploc. It's easy to pack. It's easy to distribute. And we want to make things as simple as we can for our folks who are getting them out on the street. And so we don't, we don't need, hearth baked ancient grain bread. We need peanut butter and jelly on white bread. That's what we want. We want it to be simple.
Got it. So if people want to learn more about this, they want to volunteer. I know you can go to, facebook.com/welcome bread, right? To get information, to get in contact with you. Is that correct, Lou? If they want to volunteer some of their time or help out with this effort?
Yeah, absolutely. And the Facebook page is where the most current information is going to be.
Okay.
There's my contact information is on there. What we're looking to do is to find more distributors, more I guess nodes, and and you don't need me to do this. I can send you a 1-page outline of how it works. And we're essentially asking people to get themselves a franchise. Because it's a simple idea. It's easy, and I can walk you through it, and you can set things up for yourself. Because a lot of people are going to know different places that I don't know that need food, and it's just as easy for you to collect them and distribute them there.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Now, so it's with distribution. I mean, distribution can work where you can serve as, if you're a volunteer, you want to set up a station on the porch of your house, for example, and people pick it up there, or you can just drive it to people. You don't care how that distribution takes place, just that it's taking place.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I trust the people that we've brought on that they're going to do the right thing. That's all it comes down to. I mean, I don't, with the volume we're doing, I can't be putting the sandwiches in people's hands. There's other people who are better at that than I am.
Okay, got it.
Makes sense to you,
No, it does make sense, because that kind of brings me to my next question. Do how the level of trust that you have in the people who volunteer to do something like this and to do it correctly and ethically, right, out of your sight? I mean, is this a secure thing? People are going to ask that too. How do we know they're not using things like expired bread, expired jelly? I mean, are there any criteria, guidelines for making sure that this is done right? I know beggars can't be choosers, but if you're going to give me PB&J, I want a good fresh PB&J, because if you're not offering me that, then don't do it.
That hasn't been something that's come up. It's just
okay, good.
And I do trust that the people that I'm talking to are going to do the right thing.
That's good.
It's sort of if you're going to be offering to make sandwiches, you're probably going to be doing it in the best way possible.
That's good. Okay, that's good to hear. I'm glad you got good instinct on that, I'm sure. So, how are you partnering up with other organizations in the area on this, Lou? And who are those partners?
So our partners are we have on the sandwich making end of it, we've got probably right now we're looking at 17 different congregations. We also have a nonprofit, a group called Angels Sharing the Warmth up in Telford, Pennsylvania. They're helping us out. And what I like, a lot of the congregations we're working with are, they're Lutheran and Methodist churches. But also we have a bunch of people who are unaffiliated, folks who just heard about it and got the word out. My favorite is Angie Bell, who she's a teacher in an elementary school in Montgomeryville, and she put it on her teacher page as a project for the kids in her class during the summer while they're home. And all of a sudden, I got all these little kids making sandwiches. That's the best thing. Some of the sandwiches are a little rough, but they taste good.
They're doing their best with that.
So that's what's happening on that end. There's a number of people who are unaffiliated with any kind of church. They just want to help out. On the distribution end, Project Home is an important part about what they do. They know where to take everything. And the Philadelphia Archdiocese has become a good partner. They pay Don to just drive our sandwiches all over, along with the other things that he's delivering. A big partner right now is St. Stephen's in Norwood, Pennsylvania, and like I said, they're delivering everywhere from 69th Street through Delaware County into Chester, and also up my way up here in Souderton, Pennsylvania. Emmanuel Lutheran Church takes about 300 of our sandwiches a week, and they put them in lunch bags for kids. They're also rolling them into the bags that they do for families. They do grocery bags for families. These folks have done like 28,000 grocery bags since the beginning of the pandemic. It's astounding what they're doing. People are stepping up with real good numbers on this stuff, and it kills me that we have to do this. Like,
when you say that, because you said that earlier on in the show, and so it sounds like maybe you've got some kind of understandable and justifiable axe to grind on this. Are you not also, is that commentary on kind of like how the city government is managing this crisis? Have you talked to policymakers, elected officials? Have they kind of reached out, especially after the profile, and said, hey, Lou, we want to augment this, or we want to support this as best as we can. We like the system you set up.
I haven't heard from those folks, and frankly, I've just been busy, so I haven't reached out.
Got it. Got it.
I do think that I got to talk to Skippy Peanut Butter and get him to send a skid of peanut butter to my house.
And
that's the sort of next thing we're going to do. Welch's Jelly. Those are our guys. That's our standard go-to.
That's right.
They ought to help us out. I would hope they would agree.
Yeah, no, please keep us posted on that. So if you need some help on making sure they should help out, and I'm sure they got the resources to help out too. It shouldn't be a problem at all. So also, Lou, do you think that this might expand into more than PB&J? So suddenly you get PB&J bags, and then you've got an apple and a banana that comes along with it. Other kinds of foods as well that can be easily distributed and packaged along with that.
Well, for right now, we probably aren't going to do that. But the people that we're working with, some of the distributors we're working with, are using them for summer feeding programs for kids. So we work with Grace at Bethel Presbyterian at 19th and York, and she's taking our sandwiches and putting them in the kind of bag you're describing. I also talked to somebody a couple of weeks ago who is freezing the sandwiches and putting them in the bags and kind of using them as ice packs, because they were saying that if they freeze the sandwich, they can give the kid fruit and yogurt, and they'll still be cold when they get it. So, sure, that's a wonderful thing to do. I like when my people get creative.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know that we're gonna, at this point, expand and start doing a lot of other things. Like, we don't actively go out and get fruit, but I had somebody show up. I had somebody tell me that they would give us fruit every week. Great. Okay. Well, since we got it, we'll do it. In the future, future, we don't know what this is going to look like, and that's going to have to be a conversation between, people at the Welcome Church and the people that I work with across the board. Maybe we're thinking about, we've discussed a pay-as-you-go cafe, that or pay-as-you-can cafe. That might be something we would like to do. I have a pretty heavy restaurant background, so maybe we could do something like that. But certainly, one thing that we would love to do is, if we do expand this thing, maybe employ some people to make sandwiches for us. That would be a good thing to do, because jobs solve the problem.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think so too. That would be great. Keep us posted, Lou. Let us know how that's.
I will.
Yeah, please. Yeah, and see how we can continue to put the word out on that effort and figure out ways to augment it more. We were talking to Lou Farrell. He is the manager of Welcome Bread, which is a ministry of the Welcome Church. You can go to thewelcomechurch.org for more information on them and what they do as a church without walls. But for Welcome Bread directly, go to facebook.com/Welcome Bread. That's easy. Facebook.com/Welcome Bread for more information and on seeing how you can be a part of that effort. You can volunteer. Go to the PhiladelphiaCitizen.org and check out Lou Farrell being the Citizen of the Week, and the profile on Welcome Bread, the Volunteer Peanut Butter and Jelly Brigade, as it's called, helping to feed thousands of people throughout the region during the pandemic. So it's a good effort, and it's a pleasure to have Lou on here. Lou, appreciate this work.